The ruler of Zodanga, a warlord named Sab Than, finds himself cornered in a sandstorm. His fleet is battered, his campaign to destroy Helium appears to be stalling, and then, out of nowhere, strangers appear. They call themselves servants of the goddess. They are pale, ageless, dressed in white. Their leader is a man named Matai Shang. He offers Sab Than a weapon unlike anything on Barsoom, a device that focuses and amplifies something called the Ninth Ray, an energy source of unlimited destructive power. "Do as we command," Matai Shang tells him, "and you will rule all of Barsoom, with none to defy you and nothing to stand in your way." Sab Than takes the weapon. The film now shifts to New York City. The year is 1881. A young man named Edgar Rice Burroughs, called Ned by the people who know him, receives an urgent telegram. He boards a train upstate to the estate of his uncle, Captain John Carter. When he arrives, he is met by the butler, Thompson, who delivers the news quietly. His uncle is dead. An attorney named Noah Dalton is already at the estate. He reads the will aloud. Carter has left everything to his nephew, to be held in trust for 25 years. But there is something strange about the arrangements. Carter's tomb, built according to his own exact specifications, has no keyhole on the outside, no handle. The door, Dalton explains, can only be opened from within. No embalming, no open coffin, no funeral. Dalton hands Ned a private journal. Carter had left explicit instructions. Only Ned was to read it. Ned sits alone and opens the first page. Carter's voice reaches him across the distance. The journal takes us back 13 years, to 1868, to the Arizona Territory. John Carter is not a wealthy man here. He is a sun-weathered prospector, running out of credit at a frontier general store run by a man named Dix, obsessing over a mythical cave of gold that locals think is a fantasy. He is stubborn, he is alone, and he carries a wound that no one can see. He does not stay free for long. A cavalry sergeant arrives at the store and informs Carter his presence is requested at the nearby fort. Carter goes, and does not come peacefully. At the fort, he meets Colonel Powell of the 7th Cavalry. Powell has done his research. Carter is a former Confederate captain, 1st Virginia Cavalry, decorated 6 times. A born fighter, Powell calls him. He wants Carter to help suppress the Apache conflict in the Arizona Territory. Carter refuses. He has already paid whatever he owes to any cause, he tells Powell. Powell has him locked in a cell. Carter escapes within the hour, steals Powell's own horse, and rides hard into the desert. Powell gives chase with a small detail, catches up with Carter near an Apache raiding party, and the situation deteriorates fast. Both men take fire. Wounded and outnumbered, with Apache warriors closing in from every direction, Carter and a badly injured Powell make a break for the hills and tumble into the mouth of a hidden cave. Inside, Carter sees the symbol he has been searching for, a spider carved into the rock. He is distracted by the glint of gold seams running through the stone walls. Then, with no warning, a figure materializes out of thin air. He attacks immediately. Carter fights back and shoots him. The stranger falls, dying, and his hands begin to clutch at something around his neck, a circular medallion covered in engravings. His lips move, a strange phrase. Carter leans in to hear it, and the dying man whispers a single word, Barsoom. He speaks the word aloud without thinking. A blinding light tears through everything, and then John Carter wakes up somewhere else entirely. He tries to stand and can barely manage it. He tries to walk and falls, but when he pushes off the ground in frustration, the lower gravity of this smaller world launches him 30 feet into the air. He lands, bounces, tries again. Within minutes, he is covering enormous distances in a single leap, soaring over rock formations, crashing into sand dunes, despite himself. He is interrupted. A scouting party of enormous, 4-armed green warriors surrounds him. They are twice the height of a man, with tusks and 4 yellow eyes. The warriors raise their weapons. Then their Jedak, their chieftain, steps forward and orders them to hold. His name is Tharks. Tars is fascinated by this strange, pale creature who can jump like nothing on Barsoom. He does not give Carter permission to die just yet. Carter is taken captive and brought to the Thark encampment, a gathering of these green warriors known as Tharks. The Thark horde is not without internal conflict. A warrior named Tal Hagis despises Carter and wants him killed. Tarkus keeps Carter alive, presenting him as a valuable prize. A female Thark named Sola is assigned to watch over him, and somewhere in the commotion of his arrival, a Kalet, a reptilian hyperfast creature roughly analogous to a dog, attaches itself to Carter with immediate and total devotion. Carter calls him Woola. While Carter is adapting to life among the Tharks, the crisis on Barsoom is reaching its breaking point. In the gleaming city of Helium, a brilliant scientist and princess named Dejah Thoris is in the middle of presenting years of research to her father, the Jeddak Tardos Mors. She believes she has discovered how to harness the ninth ray peacefully, to restore the seas of Barsoom, to reverse the planet's slow death. But before she can finish her presentation, a Therns operative destroys Dejah's research device before she can flee with it. Sab Than has issued his terms. He will spare Helium from destruction on one condition. Dejah must accept his hand in marriage. She refuses. He is a monster, she tells her father. But Tardos Mors has seen the reports from the front. Helium's navy is shattered. Its borders are burned. There is no other way. Dejah refuses to accept that. She has always met the expectations placed on her, her father says. But she cannot accept this one. She escapes the city on a small research vessel, determined to find another solution. The drama of the outside world arrives violently. A Zodangan fleet intercepts Dejah's research vessel in the skies above the Thark encampment, attacking and crippling it in full view of the warriors below. Carter watches the ships exchange fire. He sees a figure fall from the stricken vessel. He jumps, catches Dejah midair, and sets her down in the desert. The Tharks erupt in cheering. She examines Carter, talks to him. She figures out where he is from, and she realizes that the medallion is connected to the ninth ray technology she has spent years studying. She makes him a proposal. She will take him to the Gates of Iss, a legendary destination along a sacred river, where the answers he needs to get home might be found. In exchange, he helps her escape the Tharks. Carter accepts, not because he trusts her, not yet, but because he has no other options. Before they can move, they are caught inside a forbidden Thark temple by Sarkoja, a cruel and scheming Thark matron who has long harbored hatred for Sola. Sola has led them into the temple, against all tribal law. The penalty is death. Tars Tarkus is furious, but privately, away from the others, Tars releases them. His condition, Sola comes with them. Carter tells Sola to stay alive for her father's sake at the edge of the river Iss, when she nearly drowns herself in ritual sacrifice. Believing her shame has become too great, she does. The three of them, Carter, Dejah, Sola, and Woola, travel down the river toward the Gates of Iss. What they find there upends everything Dejah has been taught to believe. The gates are not the divine threshold of Martian religion. They are a technology complex, a Therns installation, machinery running on ninth ray isolates. Dejah pieces it together quickly. The medallion is a transportation device, a telegraph, she calls it. A copy of Carter's body was transmitted across 50 million miles of empty space. To get home, he needs to understand the command phrase. She identifies the technical diagram, the symbol for a transcription, sent along lines between worlds. She needs charts and codices to decode the full command sequence. Everything she needs is in Helium's Hall of Science. She begins to tell Carter this. And then Sola, from the darkness. Warhoon. A savage rival tribe crashes through the outpost with overwhelming force. Matai Shang has sent them. Carter orders Sola to get Dejah out. Then he turns to face an entire horde alone. What follows is the film's most devastating sequence. Carter fights with the full, terrifying force that Barsoom's gravity has given him, moving through the Warhoon horde like a storm. And as he fights, his mind breaks open. He sees his wife. He sees his daughter, Sarah, a child with dark hair in the sunlight of Virginia. He lost them during the Civil War. He came home to ashes. He has spent every year since then trying to feel nothing. He is overwhelmed, captured. His body gives out. He wakes in Zodanga. Dejah has surrendered herself, agreed to return and accept Sab Than's marriage proposal to save Carter's life. Matai Shang pays Carter a visit in his Zodangan cell. He is calm, unhurried, and very pleased with himself. He explains, with the patience of someone who has watched civilizations rise and fall across thousands of years, exactly what the Therns are. They are immortal managers. They seed conflict. They accelerate collapse. They do not cause destruction. They manage it, feed off it. Every host planet plays out the same way. Populations rise, societies divide, wars spread. The neglected planet slowly fades. Barsoom is scheduled for destruction. Sab Than will be its last ruler, controlled absolutely by the Therns, and Dejah Thoris will be eliminated on her wedding night, once the marriage has served its purpose. Carter's only response is a bullet. He wounds Matai Shang and breaks out of the city. He makes his way back to the Tharks and finds that while he was gone, the cruelty and ambition that Tharks spent years holding back has come flooding through. Tal-Hajus has mounted a challenge, defeated Tars in combat, and seized control of the Horde. Tars is a prisoner in his own city, beaten and chained. Carter is thrown into the arena. 2 enormous white apes are released, 4-armed giants, twice the size of anything Carter has fought. He battles them with everything he has, using speed and leverage where brute force isn't enough. Tarkus, still bound, rises to help, and Sola, who watched her father suffer without being able to act, throws Carter a sword at the critical moment. The apes are defeated. Tal-Hajus steps forward in fury. Carter claims the ancient right of challenge. The Horde, who have witnessed Carter fight, chants his name. Dotar Sojat. Dotar Sojat. No Thark support has ever come faster. The fight is brief. Tal-Hajus falls. Carter is acclaimed as the new Jeddak of the Tharks. He does not waste a moment. He stands before the assembled Horde and delivers a single message. Zodanga's Jeddak means to crush Helium this very night. If Helium falls, Barsoom falls. The old hatreds end here. Tharks will end it. They ride for Helium. At Helium, the wedding ceremony between Sab Than and Dejah Thoris is underway. The 2 moons of Barsoom hang overhead in celestial alignment, just as the ceremony requires. Matai Shang has positioned his assassins. Everything is moving toward its conclusion. John arrives first, crashing through the ceremony with a single warning. It is a trap. Zodanga's army is already at the walls. The wedding hall erupts into battle. The Zodangan forces inside Helium engage the Heliumite guards, and then the Tharks arrive, flying against every tradition their culture has built, on commandeered Zodangan flyers. He reaches Sab Than. He disarms him. He demands the truth about the Therns. Sab Than begins to offer everything he knows in exchange for his life. Matai Shang intervenes before a single word can be spoken. He has Sab Than killed on the spot, and withdraws from the battle with the ease of a man who has been exiting lost situations for thousands of years. The Therns are already adjusting their plans. Then he is gone. The Zodangan forces crumble without their leader. The battle for Helium ends. The city stands. Carter finds Dejah Thoris in the aftermath of the fighting. In the quiet that follows, among the golden spires of Helium, Carter asks Dejah Thoris if a princess of Mars would ever consider marriage to a wayward Virginia cavalryman with nothing to offer. She says yes, without hesitation. Tardos Mors officiates the ceremony himself. By the ancient rite of moons and water, under the light of both Barsoomian moons, they are bound together, husband and wife, to the sound of a city celebrating its survival. Carter has found a world worth protecting. He has found a family worth staying for. He has found, after years of refusing to feel anything, a reason to be alive. But the Therns are still out there, and Matai Shang does not lose gracefully. On their wedding night, a Thern disguised as a palace guard approaches Carter in the corridors of Helium. The trap is sprung before Carter can react. The Thern uses a medallion to send him back to Earth. He wakes in Arizona, in the cave. Colonel Powell is lying dead nearby, taken by the wounds he suffered during the Apache ambush. He speaks the command for Barsoom again and again. He has no medallion, so nothing happens. He begins to plan. And now Ned Burroughs understands all of it. He is the key. He has always been the key, and his uncle is alive, right now, in a sealed mausoleum just yards away, waiting. When he reached the mausoleum, the Thern is already there waiting for him to open the mausoleum so he can get medallion and kill Carter. He kills the Thern from behind when he was about to kill Ned. He takes the medallion. He says goodbye to Ned. He tells him, with the quiet certainty of a man who has finally found his direction, exactly what his nephew needs to hear. Take up a cause, fall in love, write a book. It's time I went home. John Carter speaks the command. He disappears. And the Warlord of Mars returns to the world, and the woman he crossed the stars for.